just getting increased ankle force or force around the ankle doesn't necessarily fix the problem, because if your foot is underneath you and you produce more ankle force, all that does is push you up, which doesn't really help. We want to push ourselves forward. And so the limb orientation is really critical. And so this has been called the trailing limb angle. It represents where the foot is relative to the center of mass. And our goal is to try to get the foot behind the center of mass as you're walking. And so that represents another potential therapeutic target. And in some cases, the trailing limb angle is reduced for a variety of reasons. It could be that there's flexion contracture, that they can't get sufficient hip extension. Could be because of muscle flexibility. So there's a variety of reasons why you might not be able to get sufficient trailing limb angle. But both of those two things are thought to contribute. We see that the paretic side now is producing more force than it was initially. And that's really encouraging, because what it means is that once they were exposed the opportunity of producing more force, that they were able to continue to produce more. They must have seen some benefit, whether they were able to explicitly state that or not. They felt some benefit to producing more force, and they continued to do it once the impeding force was removed. So that, I think, is really encouraging, and maybe stands to some training protocol that we might be able to institute. So I talked earlier about how there were two determinants of propulsion force that we were particularly interested in, and we wanted to know which of those were contributing to this increase in propulsion force. So we looked at the trailing limb angle and looked at the plantar flexion moment. The plantar flexion moment's down at the bottom, and you can see that nice cloud, which suggests that it had no bearing on whether or not they were increasing their propulsion force. But what did play a key role was the increase in trailing limb angle. So the people who increased their trailing limb angle more showed a greater increase in their propulsion force. Okay, so which suggests that the trailing limb angle is playing a key role in being able to help people produce more force.
This has been a highlighted clip from ReWalk's Topics in Neurorehabilitation web series. To watch the full episode, please go to the ReWalk Robotics YouTube page or visit the link in the comments below. See you next time.